Michigan State football. It's kind of like trickle transfer season right now, where the portal is closed, but you're still getting commitments from people that are still out there. Not to get too in the weeds because it's like just drama on Twitter, but I did find it interesting that like there was a switch between two. It was Semaj Bridgeman went from Michigan to Michigan State. Was his name Jalen Mangham? Jaden Mangham went from
older brother's name Jalen.
That's who I kept seeing. Went from Michigan State to Michigan. I feel like as a Michigan sports podcast that likes both these teams, we should comment. I mean, we had Ben Van Sumeren. We loved the beautiful Prince, sweet Prince Ben Van Sumeren. Gave us a lot of content over the 2 years, but
he really did.
he really did. He
gave us a lot of content.
I mean, got brought up a lot on this show.
Philadelphia Eagle.
Crazy. Is he actually on the team? Oh, yeah, I guess they have the 90-man rosters right now.
He played when there was injuries. He started at linebacker towards the end of the
No
year.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah. NFL game logs?
Yes. They were that depleted on their defensive side that they needed linebackers, and he was on their roster. He played.
Combine warrior.
Well, hand up to me. That is my fault. That's egg in my face that he actually played in the NFL. Anyways, your guys' thoughts. Evan, let's hear from you about guys switching sides in the rivalry. Does it make you feel icky? Do you not like it?
I hate it. I wish there was blocks. I wish teams could block. Okay, you're committed to us. If you transfer, you transfer everywhere you want besides A, B, and C. Other than that, we don't care. Obviously, it's a kid's life. He can make any decision he wants, but it's still. It's like, so did you really care about beating Michigan when you're playing here, or were you just worried about the paycheck hitting your bank account on Sunday morning? Like when he goes there, does he really want to beat Ohio State, or does he not really care?
I don't know. Probably not as much as some of the other people. It's definitely not the people like Rod Moore who grew up in Ohio. Definitely not as much as they do.
Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. That's my list.
I was going to say,
they can
who's
go
your
to Penn State because they're not going to win anything if they go to Penn State because James Franklin's the worst coach.
I would just prefer they didn't go to those three.
Where can't they go?
Michigan State kid can go to Ohio State because if you're good enough to go to Ohio State, then fine, you should go there. Screw it.
No, that's a loser mentality, Evan.
It's not a loser mentality. Ohio State's better at football in anything that we do and have been and always will be.
Always will be?
We beat them a couple times. We had a couple good years.
Okay.
Won the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So they're not always.
Michigan 1A.
Double highlight.
Yes. Absolutely.
Circle.
It's mainly just Michigan.
Yeah. I'll say Notre Dame B.
Don't even play them.
I know we don't play them, but still, join a freaking conference. You're gonna get left out. I'm tired. I'm already tired of their fans bitching that they'll never be a top 4 seed because the top 4 seeds are the conference championship winners.
So Evan just doesn't like Notre Dame. Noted. Third team.
If they join the Big Ten, I would be happy. I would actually not care. Good helmets, good uniforms. Third team. I don't really.
Penn State.
Oregon State. Don't stab Jonathan Smith in the back.
I'll probably say, well, Jimbo Fisher got fired, so he's not there anymore. I just didn't like Jimbo Fisher because everybody thought he was good.
All right, so
anywhere Jimbo Fisher coaches. Well,
okay.
Don't go to LSU. Brian Kelly's a fraud.
Okay. Such random answers. Like, we don't even play those teams. Who cares?
So?
The hot blog board says this about Jaden Mangham.
Mm-hmm.
So just the backstory. Jaden's brother, Jaden, also on Michigan State last year. Running back, like 4th string.
Okay.
Not very good. Always injured.
Okay.
And then their dad. Their dad is a vocal guy. Very in the weeds about things.
Helicopter.
So the brother of Jaden was on our team last year, but not on scholarship, but through NIL. It was basically a scholarship. And when Jonathan Smith came in and he assessed the whole team and everybody's NIL situation and who's getting what, he basically was like, no, we're not going to pay that NIL to you to be on the team. We're going to bring in transfers. And I think we brought in 2 running backs right after that, or at least one, the kid from UMass. And then Berger left too. So he said that. So then the Mangham's dad was all pissed about that and was like, Jaden, you need to leave too. Because they're doing your brother like that. And his brother sucks. So like I don't even know why. And then apparently Jaden didn't really want to. And then Jaden said that if Michigan State paid him more NIL, he would stay. And Jonathan Smith looked at our funds and where it was going and decided that Jaden Mangham was not worth the investment. And said, if you don't want to play for what you already are making, you can leave. So he left. And the Manghams are very upset about it. Very pissed. So going to Michigan seems like a spite thing. Obviously, he's like a pretty good player. Michigan wants him, so good for him, I guess. But it's a super loser move. Like beyond loser move. And even a loser move for Bridgeman to come to us. I don't feel good about any of it. It's like, these dudes care at all. I just feel like college football is like dead.
Wow, definitely not dead. Definitely not dead.
It's not dead, but I like hate how like you're not playing for your university anymore. It's just dumb.
There's still those guys out there. You just gotta find them.
There are.
You gotta cultivate them.
There are. But I want this whole NIL paying thing to get figured out. I want it to be regulated. I don't want.
You're saying that the last year was the last true rightful year of college football we had. With the
last year was the same
honorable
same as
champion.
This bullshit. No.
Well,
this has been going on for 3 years.
14 playoff where regular season games actually matter a lot.
Listen, dude, you got your championship.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what I think. But I just think the whole like NAL and the portal is so stupid. And I'm not a fan of it. And maybe I'm just getting old, but like I don't like it. It's got to be rules.
I don't know how to word this the right way. I don't dislike that Mangham came to Michigan, but I definitely have my antennas up, just scoping, like, need to see that he's a dog. He's also a little bit handicapped, too, because now when you play Michigan State, that team's going to have extra motivation to beat you just because you're on our team, which didn't need that added to the rivalry. But the safety position is thinned out because we're riding more towards ACL, so we could use help. I don't know how much he'll play. He was all Big Ten honorable mention, so it's not nothing, but I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know. I wasn't like, I'm not going to do any victory laps about it. Just like, got to prove it now.
He has good ball skills. He doesn't like contact. And his coverage grade was one of the worst among safeties in college football. But he had a lot of picks. Good
a lot
ball
of snaps,
skills.
too.
He was on a bad team. So,
guess we'll have to see. Wait and see approach with that, but he better not mess anything up.
I hope he sucks. I hope he's terrible.
Right. As you should. It's also different, too. Like, I understand guys that, like, when you're being recruited out of high school, you have, like, those schools in your final three that totally makes sense because you're not ingrained in the culture yet. I just can't imagine being ingrained in that culture for, like, 2 years and then going to the other side after you learn about all the reasons you dislike that team. That's the part that's hard for me.
Makes no sense. I don't get it.
Recruiting, fine. You're your kid. Like when Terrell Pryor wore Michigan stuff like the day before he committed to Ohio State, yes, did it piss me off, but it still does. But
if you had, what sport do you like playing the most? Just answer the question.
I don't play sports anymore.
Well, I was just saying. Let's say you had basketball offers from Buffalo, from Nate Oates.
Okay.
And Michigan. Those are your only two offers. Where are you going to school?
I still have the same mindset as...
What do you mean?
Like I'm still Evan's senior year where he still hates Michigan and all that stuff?
Yeah, you're the same person.
I probably would go to Michigan because it's a Big Ten school.
All right. That's big. I didn't think you would say that.
John Beilein, good coach. Something positive to say about Michigan.
At
Yeah,
the
there's
campus
no
in
way.
Michigan Wolverines uniform. Unbelievable.
There's no way like Evan would go on a visit to campus and like meet John Beeline and be like, yeah, I hate that prick. Like he's like, oh, that was pretty nice. I like how they.
What if it was
me.
Juwan?
Well, I would not go there.
What if it was Jim Harbaugh or Lance Leopold?
Lance Lee shit? I'm playing for Jim Harbaugh.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Jim Harbaugh or Ryan Day?
Ryan Day.
Jim Harbaugh or Brian Kelly?
Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, wow. This is
Hell
big.
yeah.
Evan's a Michigan fan.
I'm not. I'm just. You're talking about just coaches wise. Who am I playing for? I'd rather have Jim
You got
Harbaugh
offered
be
an
a head coach.
assistant football coaching job at LSU and at Michigan. Where are you going? Right now.
Right now,
Graduate assistant.
but I probably would go to LSU. SEC is where the money's at.
I can't believe you'd even consider going to Michigan, but you would.
Would you rather play for Sharon Moore or Mac Brown?
Mac Brown. Mac Brown's a
Everyone
go.
likes Mac Brown.
I grew up watching Colt McCoy. Mac Brown was the head coach of.
True.
Kansas
Signetti,
graduate assistant
Indiana
or Michigan
or Sharon
graduate
Moore?
assistant?
Michigan.
Oh,
No, I'm not going to Kansas for
you're a
football.
closet Wolverine fan.
I'm not.
You
I
are.
hate everything
I knew
about
it.
Michigan.
Wrong. You would coach there if they offered you.
And I'm so happy that Michigan's first game is at night, so all the old timers just have to sit there and bitch. Another night game. We'll never get out of Michigan Stadium until 2:00. The traffic's terrible.
Is it who's it verse? Is it versus someone?
Well, I think it's like Western
Fresno
Kentucky.
State.
Yeah, Fresno State. So I was gonna say it's
Sneaky good team.
Evan's a Wolverine.
I would never work
Not.
for Ohio State. I don't think I could do it.
I could never work for Michigan. That's why I asked the questions. I could never.
Yes,
do
you
it.
could.
No, I
Yes, you-
could not do it. Would hate it.
I don't think I could do Ohio State. I could do Michigan State easily. I've applied at Michigan State. I could not do Ohio State. I don't think.
If someone asked me to put on the block, no. Now you give me the right number and I'm on there. But